Hi everyone, welcome back to Calorie Blasters. Today I'm going to be talking about living during this coronavirus outbreak in China. I think for most of you, if you've been watching the channel, following the channel for a while, you know we're here in Shanghai. This is where we make a lot of our videos. And with the outbreak of the coronavirus, travel to other places or overseas is restricted. So we're here, and so this video is a lot about how we're keeping fit and what we do to stay healthy during this very sort of serious pandemic, which is spread outside of China now to other parts of the globe. So the first thing to keep in mind, everyone, is that this is advice for people who might be in this type of situation, not only coronavirus, but say any sort of pandemic, any sort of situation where you find yourself in self-quarantine like we are here. So essentially, our daily routine is that we're mostly indoors. We don't go out unless we have to. When we do, we wear our surgical masks, things like this, to go out, and we limit our contact with others. That said, we don't eat out very often. Most of the stuff that we do consume, we make it ourselves. We take care to sanitize our living space and to ensure that everything is clean, and so far so good. I mean, so far it's been about 2 weeks or so in this sort of situation where it's become quite serious, so that when we go outside, for example, or outside of the compound where we're monitored and they check our temperature, ensure that we have the right to enter or exit the compound. And so it's become more and more serious. And so with that in mind, if you're in this kind of situation, you'll more than likely be indoors most of the time, and that being in the combination of being indoors, being in this sort of this high stress, high pressure situation leads to weight gain. And it also can affect your health in many ways, physically, mentally, emotionally, and so on. So this video is some of the routines that I've taken on or implemented into my daily workout regimen that's helped me to cope in this type of situation. So the first thing is I definitely put health first. I make sure that everything that I bring in, from outside, if I go shopping or anything, I make sure to sanitize everything very well. When I go out, I wear the face mask just to ensure that I'm not passing on germs or receiving germs from others. I don't take public transportation at all. I only shop and go out locally, and so this has helped me to keep fit in a variety of different throughout this pandemic. Well, throughout the increasing every day, we're hearing news about this virus, and so it's got a lot of people on edge. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do. The first thing is I have a set routine in terms of how I work out. So the first thing is I do push-ups every day. I do 500 push-ups, and I do that in sets of 100. I do 300 sit-ups, and I have a stepping machine. If you have an elliptical machine as well, this will work. And I try to burn at least 300 calories on that machine every day. And then I also work out with weights. Now with the weights, I'll do 500 repetitions depending on which muscle I'm going to work out. So I do that as well on a daily basis. And in terms of my calorie intake, I try to eat more than usual, just because, in this kind of pandemic situation, again, you should always consult with a medical provider if you do have a condition. And I'm just sharing my own personal experience. But the thing is, when it comes to caloric intake, you want to try to avoid situations where there's a deficit, particularly when there's a pandemic, because that will result in your immune system being compromised. And then that could actually lead to you becoming infected with the virus. So I try to eat just as much, if not more, than usual during this time, and I make up for it by exercising. Of course, you have to know your limits. You don't want to over push yourself or make yourself fatigued. So if you're just finding this channel and you're just starting out, maybe instead of doing 500 push-ups, maybe you want to do like 30 or 40 push-ups a day. know where your limit is. You don't want to push yourself too much and become stressed out or actually injure yourself, because especially during a pandemic, because the last place you want to go during a pandemic is the hospital. And because the hospital, that's where the virus, transmission rates are particularly high in some places. And so you want to avoid that, avoid getting sick. So you want to know your limit.